Hello, my YouTube friends. This is the ambassador coming to you again, and we really have a good subject. And I wish you would please subscribe when I'm finished. So, thank you for listening. And as I go along, I seem to get a little better at this. But anyway, our subject today is the housing crisis in America. And I'm going to be reading a lot of it, reading my thoughts, so I don't just stumble around like I do sometimes. So yes, we do have a housing crisis in this country. The Section 8 housing has been overrun with illegals. And there are people in this country who are elderly, disabled, vets, who need housing because the rent everywhere now is just going sky high. And the wages are not going up in most of the places. This has been a long-standing problem in America. And Mr. Donald Trump and Ben Carson are going to try to fix the situation. This has been going on for decades. I can tell you that, and I'm not against anybody. I'm just for right and what is right and what is good for America. But I know from the time I was in the 6th grade that this country was being flooded with illegals. And that was a long time ago. So, yes, this has been going on for decades. Illegals have actually taken over all of the benefit social programs that should only be given to legal Americans. So, yes, this does happen. And, you know, I'm not a person of hate, and I don't hate anyone. But, I mean, there comes a time when you have to say, you know, we can't take any more people. We can't take, everybody wants to come to America just about. And we just can't take all these people in. And I feel so sorry for the children. I hope they're being treated well at the border as well as the women. And so, yeah, they've taken over a lot of the social problems that should be given actually to legal Americans. We are in a crisis in many ways with debt in this country. The debt is just skyrocketing. We can hardly take care of America ourselves. So, yeah, this country can no longer take in all these different people. I mean, even the Bible talks about in the biblical days that the cities had walls around them to keep the enemy out. I mean, walls are scriptural. It's in the Bible many times about walls. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's really just the Democrats who want all the people to come in here so they can get the vote. They're really not caring that much about America the way it seems. It's just all about politics and money. So, yes, their original countries, while making money in America, they come from other countries, not just Mexico, other countries as well, and they make the money and they send the money back to their country. Even at the border, a lot of illegals come into America every morning to work and go back home and spend their money over there. And then we wonder why we don't have any money and why we're in so much debt. So, you know, like I said, I don't hate anyone, but, you know, this is just what's happening. And actually the president is trying to stop this because there are a lot of homeless people in this country who belong here. And when they put other people ahead of Americans, it's just plain wrong. So yes, social programs have been overtaken. I don't understand how this could go on for such a long time. Probably because of when the Dems are in power. So they don't really care how the small American is being treated or how they live. Everything is based on capital and money in this country, and that I believe is partially what is helping to bring it down. Not everything, but some of it. And so, yeah, a lot of people, they come here just to have their children so they can be legally in this country. That too, I think the president is trying to stop that as well. And this is not what the Democrats have been doing. They have not been taking care of America. And Obama gave many illegals in New York City driver's license, and it's been a lot of hit and runs and accidents and all that because they don't want to get caught. And yes, they have cluttered the streets with accidents and running. Well, Trump is about to try to end this housing crisis, as well as other things too. But yeah, we are in trouble. We have a lot of homeless people, and it's just wrong. In a country like this, there should not be homeless people. There are many countries that don't have homeless people, and I got to watch my time here because I went too long before. And yeah, illegals can get housing and benefits and more more than Americans who even belong here. And I've heard that many stories where the illegals are working on jobs. I've heard it from all different types of people in different states where the illegals are actually lying on other people to get them fired so that they can bring more of their family and their friends into the positions. I just don't understand the stance that they take. And then they will tell you, we're not going anywhere. The illegals, they all came out. I mean, it was a whole bunch of them. And we're not going anywhere. This is where we're going to stay. I mean, I don't know anybody that goes to another country and then demand benefits, demand legalization. And I mean, it's just, to me, it's unbelievable. Now, even the young Caucasian kids, they used to be able to get jobs in the summer, and the blacks and everyone was, everyone's children could get summer jobs, but that is no longer the case because the illegals have taken over all. And they also brag about how they're getting over on America. And they are. So, I'm not a person of hatred. I'm just a person that's for standing for right. And I mean, I wouldn't go to another country and demand anything. So, but you know what? It wouldn't matter if I did. It wouldn't happen. So, yeah, and because of cheap labor, we can't get decent paying jobs anymore. And the rent is sky high. The rent is so high. And so people do need help with their housing. So, yes, okay. So yeah, I think Mexico is still angry about the fact that, that Mexican-American War, where we took some of the land, and even at this time, they say they own California. That's what they say. They will tell you that they own California. And basically, it looks like they do because everything is going on out there. So, anyway, drugs are coming in at the border. I mean, if anybody thinks that drugs are not coming in, trafficking is not coming in, that is just totally ridiculous because it is happening. And it's happening not just Mexico, but other countries below there. I mean, coming up that strip, anybody can almost get through there. There's people still coming through, even though they're getting in somehow. I think they let 1,000 or so in one last week or whatever. And we cannot house all of these people. And you will not see this happening in any other country, Canada or anywhere. And right now we are surrounded. China's in Canada, China's in Africa. China and Russia are in Venezuela. And we're pretty much surrounded here. We are going to have to stop all the hate in this country, because you think other countries aren't watching us, what's going on here? And at our most vulnerable moments, especially if there's a civil war, we will be invaded. Oh yes, I mean, get that through your head. We will be invaded. If this country doesn't come together, I think God has given us one more chance with Donald Trump. But if this country doesn't come together with the stuff that goes on here, we're going to be in trouble. God is going to show his hand on America. And this is, biblical that we have walls. And, I feel sorry for the children and everything like that. I mean, I really do. I'm a person that really loves children. And I don't like, some of the things I've heard that's going on with the children. So we will no longer have a country. But the bigger problem in this country is hatred of one another. We got more people in prison in this country than all the rest of the world put together. Why? Because of slave labor. That's what they want. Money runs this country, and money will bring it down. We can't just keep selling out ourselves for money, because it's not working. We won't have a country. So yes, this country houses more prisoners, and all of our army is in prison. China has 200 million soldiers? Or is it 2 billion? No, 200 million, I think. But anyway, it's a whole bunch. And we only have about 500,000. Russia has millions of soldiers. And we putting all our men in prison. And whatever else goes on the streets of America. I mean, I just don't know what to say. We have got to get some common sense. And all these hate groups in America, you don't hear of that in other countries. It's not allowed. And we think we can stand. A country divided against itself cannot stand, is what the Bible says. You cannot stand divided. And I'm going to have to hurry up, because my 15 minutes is up almost. So yeah, it's talked about that the president, how all of them, what did they do? Oh, they favored the New World Order, all these presidents, and the FEMA camps, and all the stuff that's going on here. And we're standing around fighting each other. We better be trying to band together, because it's going to go down, people. It's going to go down. If this country doesn't stand together, I don't know what's going to happen. People, we are all in trouble. Wake up and smell the coffee. We need each other to survive. But the God of heaven will intervene, or he will bring judgment to this country, because there's too much going on that is wrong. So, I'm not against America. I love America. I'm just saying we have to do what's right. We can't just go do whatever we want to do. We have a God to answer to as well. So, yep, Foxconn is here in this country, and you think we're going to get all these jobs? I don't think so. So this is the Ambassador. Please subscribe, and peace and love.